But the iPhone 10 is still a fairly fast phone. I'm surprised how good this phone is still. So that covers it up in terms of a speed comparison. Now let's go and quickly hit on the cameras. Now on the back, you have a triple camera setup on the 13 Pro, a dual camera setup on the iPhone 10. Now both can do 4K at 60 on the back, which is great, but there's a bigger difference on the front camera. The iPhone 13 Pro can do 4K at 60 on the front, where the iPhone 10 can only do 1080p at 30. Now with the iPhone 10's camera, I've always felt like it was pretty decent when it first came out, but the 13 Pro's camera is far better at this point. I mean, it's just not even fair. Now you have a lot of the similarity, features between them on the bottom. So you have portrait mode, you have, like panoramic mode, all this good stuff on both, but you do now have this cool cinematic mode on the iPhone 13 Pro. So it essentially brings portrait mode for video, and I like that feature a lot. It's pretty cool. Again, I don't think it's a deal breaker if you don't have it, but it's nice to have it for sure. Now with the iPhone 10's camera, I mean, this is a solid camera for sure. I mean, you have that dual camera setup, so you have a wide and telephoto lens, and it takes really good photos still. I mean, if you're outdoors, it's great. Indoors, it's a little bit of a different story. It's not really that great. I wish it was a little bit better, but again, this phone came out in 2017, over 4 years ago, so it's totally understandable. Like I said, 4K at 60 on the back, only 1080p on the front, which is kind of a downside in this day and age. Most phones bring 4K at 60 on the front now, so that's one area you're definitely limited, and you also don't have an ultra-wide sensor like the iPhone 13 Pro has. So definitely when it comes down to it, the 13 Pro is the far better camera here. I mean, you have that ultra-wide sensor, which looks beautiful. You have that telephoto lens, you can zoom in a ton into a photo as well. And you have that really good wide-angle lens as well. So you're really not even missing out on anything with this specific camera. You have a ton of capability. That portrait mode is great. All these capabilities, the 4K at 60 on the front and the back is awesome too. And you're really not missing out on too much on this specific phone. Is it perfect? Probably not. The iPhone 13 Pro's camera is still a solid contender for sure, and to be honest, I'm a fan of this phone. I think this camera is really good and definitely better than the iPhone 10. So